Hello everyone and now welcome to a game between Fortitude or Romantic, depending on what name he wants to be called recently. We'll see what's going to be going down in this 1v1 matchup as Romantic has spawned as the pink night elf on the top right hand side of the map. Meanwhile, his opponent Anima spawning as the green human on the bottom left. Human versus night elf in a 1v1 matchup taking place here on Amazonia. Should be a great matchup as things do get underway. Most likely it will be an Archmage and Footman going up against, well, Keeper of the Grove archers, and then we'll see what that second hero is going to be. As much as I dislike the Warden, it feels as though once Tyrannus Stand was removed from the map pool, well, we just never saw the Warden very much any longer, and we'll see what this game has to bring to the table. We are looking at the Ancient of War nearing, the Altar of Elders nearing completion, and it is going to be a Warden. All right, I take it back. I really did not know what the heroes were going to be there. It is going to be an Archmage versus a Warden. Ask and you shall receive, I guess, as a Warden coming in from Romantic breaking off from that very typical style of play, opting to go for a Warden in the matchup as the Warden does get very, very powerful later on with that Avatar of Vengeance. Coming back around, we are going to be looking at the Ancient of War training up a single archer, and then, well, that archer will hop on out. Ancient of War will be making its way out as well, and then trying to do a little bit of aggro too. Coming back down to the south side here, Footman chasing away a Wisp. Wisp should be able to get away fairly easily. It is a worker unit that has normal movement speed, or the average movement speed, allowing himself or itself to walk away easily. Warden does open up with Shadow Strike, and now going after this Renegade Wizard. Warden able to easily kill off that Renegade Wizard there. Archer does have that extra bit of Lightning Shield to dish out more damage. Now standing next to that unit right there, gonna finish off that rogue. Tome of Intelligence will be dropped. Ancient of War was able to eat through the tree line there, and now continuing to attack and engage. Back down to the south, Archmage using, well, picking up some Ring of Protection +3, and now perhaps going to try to get to level 2 for that Brilliance Aura. Should be right in order, right in line with everything there, as the Apprentice Wizard does fall. Tech to Tier 2 looks like it will be underway. Romantic does have a good number of Wisp out currently and still training up more Wisp. Wondering what this strategy is going to be. 16 Wisp already out here on the field. Very, very small army as Romantic now makes his way off to the north. All right, the math isn't adding up. Is there a one supply unit that the Warden has? There's the hero, there's 5, there's an archer, there is 7. How can you go up to, no, now going up to 10? I don't know why there is a one supply unit somewhere going on. Oh, perhaps a Wisp going on there? Not quite sure. Anyways, coming back through, we are looking at the archers taking a little bit of damage here. Archer continuing to fight. They are going to go ahead and shadow meld. No dust of appearance, no reveals, as the Footmen are now just wandering around on the inside trying to deal with all of these Wisps here. All right, there are triple archers out and about. A little bit of damage. Shadow Strike now going down. One Footman going to get taken down. There goes an archer as well. Both sides exchanging blows as another Wisp going to end up getting taken down. Wisp, are they detonating? One does detonate there as another Footman could get taken down. There, all right, a little bit of extra damage. Oh, there's a deny as the water elemental able to finish off the unit. Shadow melding on all of those archers once more as Romantic still working hard to try and clean up the remainder of these units. Warden does deal significant damage but only has melee range and isn't moving that quickly out across the map. Meanwhile, more archers are continuing to try and shadow meld and get trained up here. Ancient of War a little bit too far away from all of the action as the Footmen, well, Footman battling it up here once more. All right, there's another Moonwell there, but there's only 2 Moonwells out here onto the battlefield. Another Moonwell juice to try and replenish a good amount of hit points, as it looks as though the Entangled Goldmine does have a room for some, well, full hit point or half hit point units to try and jump on in. We do see a second Ancient of War down to the south from Romantic, but it hasn't even been training up any units yet, as both sides are still fighting their way through. 25 supply and going up against, well, 26. Army sizes are about similar. A lot of Wisp were actually lost lost in this engagement. Another Shadow Strike now going down. Is this Ancient of War perhaps accidentally going to get the last hit? Yes, it does. As Romantic's unit was not training up anything, it was able to attack, and well, nothing to stop it from engaging that attack there. All right, we are down to 5 workers. That is it. Mass archers now trying to take down this water elemental. Elemental will get taken down due to timed life, as the Warden still stays at level 2. Overall, Archmage, I believe, actually benefiting quite a bit there, being able to take out a large number of those workers. But Anima also a little bit worse for wear as well. Now, what is going to be that follow-up play? Archmage looking to get to level 3. Level 2 water elementals would do a lot of good. Mountain King as that follow-up hero. Meanwhile, Tech to Tier 2 is now done for Romantic, but we don't see that much else. Ancient of War down to the south, absorbing quite a bit of damage here. Forest Trolls will all get finished off, as the Warden does or could go for level 2 Shadow Strike and then try and focus down many more of those units. Archmage, on the other hand, already at level 2 with Boots of Speed, should be able to outrun that Warden without much effort, as the Ancient of War considers its options. All right, 12 workers. There's that Hunter's Hall being placed down. I do see one Ancient of Lore being placed down as well. Warden looking for some easy targets to try and clean up. Meanwhile, there are a lot of archers out onto the field, as the Archmage does sit at level 3 with Dust of Appearance. All right, Anima could have a really great time here trying to go after some of these units. Archers are all splitting up in every different direction, as the Mountain King already out here on the battlefield. Coming back down to the south here, Archers going to go ahead and hide inside the base, going to heal up pretty easily, and now go after the Water Elemental, absorbing quite a bit of damage, as the Ancient of Lore could get taken down fairly quickly. Coming back down and around the other side, Goblin Shredder joining in to try and make up for all of those earlier lost Wisp, as the Ancient of War absorbing quite a bit of damage. Is it going to be able to stay alive? I do not think so. Just too much damage, as their Shadow Mount now comes in. Stormbolt, no, not onto that Warden, as well, spoke too soon. Stormbolt onto that Warden. Warden taking a little bit of damage. Could go for a Shadow Strike, yes. And now is it going to be able to blink back out? There is the reveal. There is the blink to try and shake off some of that damage, and also using that rejuvenation potion as well. Up to 500 hit points already. Rejuvenation gonna allow the continual heal. Mountain King down to the south alongside some footmen and some riflemen, looking to gain more of a material advantage, as we are now getting into some priest. Priest going to be used to obviously keep that army alive, and well, Archmage should have an easy time keeping the priest all topped off on mana with that Brilliance Aura at level 2 when the time comes. Ancient of War off to the north here, absorbing a lot of damage here. Warden getting to level 3, may even get to level 4 here. We are at Tree of Ages, so there is a little bit of a bonus experience going after these creeps here. A 15% bonus experience. Is it going to be enough to get there? Oh, Stormbolt there, Tome of Agility, and item picked up by the Mountain King. Potion of Greater Healing taken by the Mountain King there, and a beautiful creep jack, as we are looking at a lot of damage just racking up here. Footman now Footman getting taken down. Level 4 now onto the Warden. Warden is in a lot of trouble. Down to 95, down to 80, 44 hit points. Is it going to be able to blink away? It does blink away, but what is it doing within range of the Mountain King? But the Mountain King just didn't have enough mana for a Stormbolt, as it was sitting at level 1. All right, Warden hiding in the very far back here. Potion of Healing could be used. He could really use a Potion of Greater Healing, but Anima made sure to stop that in its tracks. Warden looking to perhaps try and get in a little bit of additional damage. Perhaps a Shadow Strike onto a suspecting priest right there in the back line, as that priest is holding the army together. Stormbolt straight up onto the Warden. Warden absorbing quite a bit of damage here, as we're looking at an Ancient of War trying to shift away. Romantic continuing to fight back here, as it finishes off that priest with little effort, as the Dryads are now going after the Rifleman. Water Elemental coming across here, as the Ancient of War is still absorbing quite a bit of damage and doing a great job here, as the Dryads and Archers using that range and slowing down those units, as they are still trying to retreat again and again. There's an Abolish Magic. There goes another unit, as the Archers and the other units continuing to battle it up. All right, looks like low hit point Archer will get taken down. Rifleman going to get taken down here. Meanwhile, we're looking at a Sorceress. Well, Warden trying to go after the Sorceress. Sorceress could end up getting taken down. Not quite sure why it's still running back that far, chasing that far after that unit, as the Warden now has a long walk to get back home and try and defend the home base. All right, Goblin Shredder there, Moonwells, Dryad in position here, Rifleman going after those Dryads here, Warden still dancing around. We could be looking at a Stormbolt coming in from any corner, and you can see a bit of the animation on Anima trying to pretend to launch a Stormbolt and then cancel it to bait out that blink. A little bit of, well, just hidden play constantly going back and forth as the Warden is now ready to venture forth, perhaps go after some units and then perhaps go after that Priest there. Priest could take a lot of easy damage. Warden sitting still at level 4. We are not taking the tier 3-4 Orb of Venom or anything like that as the Dryads are still getting trained up here. All right, Shadow Strike straight up onto that Rifleman there. That Rifleman could have a very bad day, but the Mountain King comes in with the Stormbolt hidden from sight. Where is this Warden going to go? It's going to blink off to the other side where the Warden blink off to, and a beautiful blink to make it difficult to spot where he actually went as the Warden now, well, tries to regroup with the rest of these remaining units. Potion of Healing was used. There's a Priest off in the backside here. Are we going to see some damage adding in? There's a Shadow Strike onto a Rifleman. Rifleman could end up getting taken down. Mountain King still looking to perhaps go for a Stormbolt. Does not go after this. The Forest Troll Trapper ends up getting taken down, but the Archmage is still only sitting at level 3 as Dryads are regrouping in the center to perhaps catch a couple of units in transit. Now, Romantic is building 2 additional Ancients of War off to the front. That those Ancients of War actually do surprise me quite a bit. Are they there just as a deterrent to absorb up a little bit of damage and act as those tanks? That is the question. Claws of Attack plus 5 now on that Warden as the Warden gets up to level 5 with level 3 Shadow Strike. That damage does in fact add up extremely quickly. 36 over 50 supply compared to Anima's 46 over 48, and in comes the Warden ready to put in some pressure. No, doesn't want to put pressure on the inside here as we are still looking at tier 2 on both sides with Romantic now teching to tier 3. All right, Warden, Tome of Retraining, Fan of Knives now on the table. Blink is going to be ready as well. So level 3 Fan of Knives, level 2 Blink, and well, we've seen Avatar of Vengeance turn the tide as it becomes almost a second hero in the battle. Goblin Sappers going straight after that Ancient Protector, able to take it down rather fast. And now what is going to go down here? All right, unit's going to try and engage. There's a big Fan of Knives, Stormbolt, Potion of Invulnerability, completely baiting that attack right there and still going after a handful of these units. A second Fan of Knives could be used here in just a moment. There's another Fan of Knives. Are we going to see the blink? Yes, there's the blink dodge there as the Warden does need some healing and some mana as well to try and keep going. Clarity Potion, are we going to get a rejuvenation? We should be looking at a rejuvenation. Yes, we are. Warden having plenty of time to try and recuperate as the Ancient of Wars are there to absorb a bit of damage. So yeah, the Ancient of Wars just there as a way to buy time for this army that's going to try and encroach on in. Warden sitting at level 5 with a decent amount of mana. Goblin Sapper is ready to move on in once more. Where is it going to dive on into? Quickly takes down that Goblin Sapper there and now continues to move its way back. We are at Tree of Ages. Need to tech the Tree of Eternity. There is dual Ancients of Lore trying to train things up. The Moonwells, well, the Moonwells could still be drinking or still be had from. Are we going to perhaps look at some Fan of Knives and then try and make a little bit of a play? No, we are not. Another Moonwell lost there as level 3 now on that Mountain King. All right, Rejuvenation, Stormbolt straight up onto the Druid of the Claw. Druid of the Claw absorbing a lot of damage. That's going to be very bad news indeed as a 4 supply unit taken down because he had so little hit points, continuing to fight their way back and forth. Warden trying to finish off all of these targets here. Is going to be able to finish off that Priest. Does finish it off. Stormbolt unable to blink. You saw the blink animation try to start a split-second difference right there as the Warden now backs away again. All right, more engagement. That was a split-second difference on that blink. Maybe a 10th or even a 500th of a second difference there as the Warden now sees this charge come on in. Druids of the Claw do have mastery training. They should be able to transform into bears here in just a moment as the Altar of Elders is about to fall. Tree of Eternity is, well, the Tree of Eternity is in play, so that does mean that the Warden has a 30% experience bonus. Is it going to be enough? Dryads are hiding off down to the south. They're 35 supply compared to 40, and there's a big fan of knives. Rejuvenation, Stormbolt. Warden continuing to fight its way through, able to finish off a priest. There's level 6. Warden now can turn the tide with the Avatar of Vengeance if necessary. And are we going to see the Avatar of Vengeance right there trying to heal up a little bit more? Moonwells. There's enough corpses on the ground. Not quite sure what is going on, as the Warden is at level 6, does have Avatar of Vengeance, and is currently not using it, feigning it instead, and now going after the remaining targets of all of those low hit point riflemen. All right, mining still about a little bit more than 6 minutes left. Warden still has the potion of mana. Warden still has that orb of venom. And is the Warden going to do a one-man play? That is the question. All right, already up to 300 mana, no clarity potion, has a potion of mana, and is looking forward to putting pressure inside the base here. We do see that there are a number of peasants here, and what type of a play are we going to be taking a look at? Warden actually in a lot of trouble, absorbing quite a bit of damage, now needs to try and shake things off, as priests are now joining back in on the battle. Where is that Warden going to go? That is that next follow-up question. Difficult to get in and out of that sticky situation as the Warden considers her options. Dryads and bears off to the side. We are looking still at more Druids of the Claw being trained up. 34 supply. More bears are engaging, taking down the Kobold Taskmaster, getting in a little bit more gold as the Warden picks up a potion of invulnerability as well. Could summon the Avatar of Vengeance and use these corpses to its advantage, as there's a big fan of knives to try and dish out a bit of damage. All right, damage being dished out there. Mountain King could Stormbolt. Yes, does get a Stormbolt off. No blink on that Warden. Still has a potion of invulnerability to try and shake off a Stormbolt if necessary. Druid of the Claw, Warden now getting back into play here. Level 6 hero. Is it going to be enough as it continues to come inside? There it goes. Gets in a big bit of damage. But, the Creep Jack is just a little bit too late. Potion of invulnerability in time there. Continuing to fight its way through. Going after some of those priests now. Are we going to see a fan of knives? There's a fan of knives going after more and more of those units. More rejuvenation. However, still no Avatar of Vengeance to be seen, even though he has that ultimate ability trained up. All right, there goes a level 7. Now trying to blink away, gets bashed in the effort, and now the Warden does get taken down here at level 7. Archmage nearly at level 5, or nearly at level 6. Mountain King nearly at level 5. And is this the end? We could be looking at a resurrection at the tavern. There is plenty of gold, Tome of Intelligence, and Gloves of Haste being left behind. Bear now having a very, very bad day as it can get bashed and storm-bolted into oblivion as Romantic tries to run away with this Druid of the Claw. All right, Warden quickly getting retrained up. Is it going to be enough? Warden now trying to make its way back off to the north. Level 7 hero Archmage says thank you for the Tome of Intelligence as the Warden gets bolted once more. Down to 300 hit points, down to 283. Another Stormbolt could be in store. A blink now, blinking through the trees, able to run every which way that it wants as the Mountain King is still right there. Mountain King could try and land down a Stormbolt. There's a Stormbolt right there. There's a blink, and once again, a split second late. That difference in a blink just so small as the Mountain King tries to close in on that distance. Warden able to blink, no bash right there. It looked like the bash animation was about to hit. Warden still wandering around. Is the Warden going to be enough to be able to head back home? That is the question. There's the Avatar of Vengeance, and now going to try and summon up some more things to just cause problems. Avatar of Vengeance, a very big priority target, as the Spirit of Vengeances are able to deal damage pretty freely. Priest trying to get into harm's way here. Avatar of Vengeance still walking around as the Warden heads back inside, gonna get a rejuvenation to heal back up. Avatar of Vengeance trying to retreat all the way back here. A little bit of damage being done onto the Avatar still, as the Warden is regenerating a lot of hit points after a long trek home. Spirit of Vengeances going after a priest, able to take it down. Those invulnerable spirits with piercing damage, able to take down those priests and all of those casters so easily. Warden now able to ready to make a play down here. In comes a water elemental. The army size of Romantic still decently large now, and something to be feared as we're looking at 27 supply here, as we're looking at perhaps some additional potions of invulnerability to try and shake off those storm bolts. What is the Mountain King doing? Mountain King's looking to get to level 5, will be able to do exactly that, but the creep jacket potential is rather high, and it's going to give more corpses for the Avatar of Vengeance. In comes a lightning shield, in comes a fan of knives, Stormbolt onto the Warden. Warden in a lot of trouble, down to 82 hit points, down to 59, and there's the potion of invulnerability used as we mentioned. All right, rejuvenation, fan of knives coming back around. Warden gonna have a very, very bad day, up to 170 hit points already. Stormbolt gonna go down and blinks and able to dodge it just in time that time around. Warden continuing that fight as well. Stormbolt not going to be in time as the Warden uses a Scroll of Town Portal. Druid of the Claw gets close enough for the Scroll of Town Portal, but ends up getting taken down by a Stormbolt instead. Units have retreated back off to the north. Rejuvenation is in order for multiple bears here. Another rejuvenation there on a low hit point. Druid of the Claw. More Druids of the Claw making their rounds out as well, as we're looking at Spirit of Vengeances making their way down and saying, you know what, let's go ahead and put more pressure onto all of these units. 2 level 5 heroes going up against a level 7 hero, but that level 7 hero is the Warden with Avatar of Vengeance, just continually raining damage without any real counter here. Avatar of Vengeance needs to engage against these units, against the Riflemen, against those other units here, as the Avatar Vengeance wants to back away. Mountain King is right there trying to get some more damage onto some of those units. Anti-magic shell on the Warden. Warden able to shake off a lot. Stormbolt not in time, as the Warden able to rack up damage and perhaps finish off a couple of those priests. Avatar Vengeance finally gets taken down after all that time, but 22 seconds later, and we're going to see another one right there. Rifleman, is it going to be able to teleport away? Yes. Survives at 3 hit points. And Scroll of Regeneration to try and make up for some of that lost hit points. Warden going to go ahead and dive on in here, perhaps blink to the back line and get a fan of knives, finishing off 3 units there. Stormbolt straight up onto the Warden. Warden is in trouble. Warden needs to get away up to level 8. Level 3 Blink Shadow Strike, as we're going to see a blink away. Yes, blink away back the other side, as we're looking at 42 supply compared to 34. Anima is in a lot of trouble, as that Warden has been doing a lot of work. That one fan of knives killing 8 supply worth of units, and suddenly what was a large supply advantage completely turns on its head. Warden still has plenty of, can still cast another Avatar of Vengeance. No Staff of Preservation on the Warden. Surprisingly, a blink not far enough in time. There's a rejuvenation onto the Warden still, as hit points are still trying to be rejuvenated slowly but surely. All right, in comes a Water Elemental. Dryads, Abolish Magic, trying to take down a Water Elemental before it's able to deal any real damage. Warden still low on mana here. What can really be done, as the Avatar of Vengeance doesn't have any corpses to really, gather up a large army of vengeance. All right, continuing to battle this up. There goes a Druid of the Claw. There are plenty of bears out here onto the battlefield. 28 supply army compared to 26. Both sides still fighting their way through, as Spirit of Vengeances are now popping up out of the ground as Riflemen are getting taken down. Druid of the Claw should be able to do a lot of healing, and I believe this is going to be the game here, as Romantic's level 8 hero seems to be enough to deal with the army, and the Mountain King and Archmage are not able to deal with this Warden. Warden, I take it back, down to 450 hit points, could end up getting taken down. It is still anyone's game here, but a big fan of knives across the middle, finishing off multiple units once again, as the Warden looks to back away, having plenty of opportunity to heal from so many Druids of the Claw. In the end, Romantic, with the lower unit score and the lower resource score, or the lower unit score, still able to come away with the victory, as the hero, the level 8 hero, able to deal so much damage even after Anima was able to take down the level 7 Warden. Quick resurrection, a quick run around the map, and Romantic able to get his feet back underneath him and just put in pressure with that Warden. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys thought about this game.